just touched a little bit.
Okay.
Not happy at all.
Okay.
And I was going through some of the things you were looking at, and you said that for the sake of the pains the citizens, the residents of Abuja are going through, why are we still allowing this go on? And why is this? This is not fair, because we're already so taxed and so taxed. But then there's this issue where the proponents of this have said that, hey, it is to generate revenue for the Federal Capital Territory, and then to put a measure of sanity to the, so that we will not end up being, sorry to all the Lagosians who are listening to us, as Abuja will not end up being Lagos.
Okay.
So welcome. I bombarded you with so much.
Yes.
So let's start with you. Let's start with that article first of all. That article was written with so much anger.
So much anger or passion? With passion.
I felt anger in that. I felt anger in that write-up. I felt the anger in it.
Yes, anyway, maybe it should be because if you are in Nigeria and you see or you observe so many things happening in Nigeria, you have no option than to be angry, to feel displeasure over certain issues. Apart from the article, let us look inward and ask ourselves, should Nigeria continue to be taxed at this point in time for whatever reason? I mean, apart from the taxes that are there already, why should a government agency bring up another form of taxation under whatever guise? They will tell you they want to use it to sanitize the traffic on our roads. You ask them how. The best way to bring sanity to our road, if you are talking about congestion, is to bring massive transport system, public transport system, which we do not have. Even if we have it, it is not that functional. Anybody coming from the outskirts of Abuja, from Kubwa, from Maraba, you must make do with your own private car, or you enter a private car, or you enter a taxi. I mean private taxis, not government taxis, not public taxis. So how do you want a worker, maybe let me say cleaner working, staying in Kubwa or Maraba, to find his or her way into town, if not by any of these means of transportation? And the person will manage to come into town maybe by buying fuel at such a high rate, and you are telling the person that where he or she will park the car he will still be charged on it. Yes, in developed times you see things like this, but they have alternatives. You coming to work, you have alternative of using the metro, using the train, using many means of transportation. So at the end of the day, there will even be any need for you to use your own car, your own private car, to convey yourself to work. But in this city, we do not have that. And we are still, at the time Nigerians are crying, they are under the yoke of subsidy removal. So many people can't fuel their cars, so many people can't use their car because they do not have the means. What is the minimum wage in Nigeria? Minimum wage still remains 30,000. You're expecting somebody that is earning 30,000 to feed himself, pay for many bills, pay for accommodation, transport himself to town, or fuel his car, then still pay for the car where it is parked. Nobody is saying that you shouldn't levy people when they park in public places. If we go to public places, maybe markets and all these things, we pay. There's no problem with that. If the FCTA or FCDA designate some places as public park where they manage, they can still levy people. They can. There's nothing you can generate.
But it seems as if that is what the park are paying, because that was a question I wanted to ask you. Is that what you're saying? Are you against the fact that they will create parks where people will have their cars?
They can do that. They have every right to create parks.
Okay.
Understand? They can do that. Although, as I mentioned,
but they must create, the transport system must be in place so that
it should be in place.
So that people
so that there won't be any need
for me to drive
yourself to
because
to
there is a working transport.
There's a working. So you see, why are you stressing yourself? You think this thing is a luxury? It is not. Why are you stressing yourself when you can enter a public transport system, go to where you are going, and come back? It's more secure. Is better for you than using your own product.
Let me take that. Okay, go ahead.
Now, this issue, I don't even want to go into the good aspect of it. I'm just going into the social aspect of it. Because, as I have said, the Schedule 4 of the Constitution made mention of the public parks, and it is there for the area councils or local government councils to manage this, not for FCTA.
Yeah, they said the 6 local area councils are all in agreement to this.
They are all in agreement. So who is managing it? Is it the area councils or the FCTA? We need to understand. And what they are managing, is it that they have created public parks for people to park, or are you saying if I park by the roadside that you will bill me? I'm still asking them, where did they get that power? Is it from the Constitution, because the Constitution is the grand norm, or is it from the so-called regulation 2019 that they are talking about?
2014. Now, in 2014, when this thing started, it had to be truncated. It had to be stopped
because it was hell.
Yes,
it was hell.
What was the reason for that?
It was hell. I mean, these guys employ the services of touts and what have you. They were exploiting people. They were intimidating people. They were clamping people's cars. So I think an organization had to go to court to invalidate that practice, and the FCT High Court, by Justice Afen, invalidated that policy, saying that the regulation on which they were basing their action, where the regulation was not, their action was not in that regulation, a kind of that that there is no legal backing towards their action. So because of that, they had to call it off. So they now went back and now put in pack and pay, because the former regulation, there is nothing like pack and pay. They now infuse pack and pay into the regulation. And
did they carry the people along before they started?
I never heard of it. I never heard of it. And you are asking yourself, why should it be regulation? If you think you have a good policy, why not take it to National Assembly? Let it be passed as an act. Let there be a public, let the public know of it, a kind of publication. Let the public participate, have their own view. You sit in your offices, you draft regulation, you will create what's it called, mobile court to try people over the policy. I mean, so the people do not have a say. Only few people will sit in the offices, draft the regulation, create mobile court, and unleash a tout or what have you on the city to start enforcing their law. This is not a banana republic. Things should be done orderly. And to me, if they want to make money, as they have said, they can create public parks where if you drive in, you pay. Stop overtaxing Nigerians. So the other day, yesterday I was reading that Kenya, a country has brought back subsidy on petrol because of the unrest it was causing, because of the hardship it was causing in the country. We should be talking about the government bringing back subsidy. We should be talking about government bringing up palliatives, government doing things to help the people to come up this hardship, not to bring policies on top of this hardship. I mean, do you want to suffocate the people?
Yeah, there was something you mentioned that how the legality of this, and I was reading one of the reasons why this has now come into play. The FCTA gazetted Federal Capital Territory Parking Scheme 2019 with the accompanying guidelines, providing legal basis for the implementation of the on-street parking scheme. This will increase the safety and the reasons for that. So, could you?
I don't know the instrument you are reading. I don't know the instrument you are reading. But what I know is that their action is based on Regulation 2019. Yes, Regulation 2019 is a subsidiary legislation made by them, not the legislature per se, although government officers or officials have the power to make regulation, but you should make it within the power allocated to you. You shouldn't go up the constitution, because every regulation has to come from a parent law and a neighboring law. So if you look at the constitution, as I have mentioned, it ought to be a guide. If they have brought out a regulation on how to manage parks, maybe am I bringing up regulations on how to manage public parks, that's good. It is within their right. But bringing up a regulation on how to start taxing people parking on the streets and roads, where did you derive that power? Which law or act gave you that power? Which one? I haven't found it. I have done my little research, unless they should come and educate me. And that's why we are saying that this policy, apart from the legality of it, should even come to place. It shouldn't even come up at this point in time. I mean, we are not yet mature. We haven't gotten the public transport system that a city, a capital city like Abuja should have. I mean, if you want to go to war, you should have alternatives of public transport system. Yeah. But do we have it here? We don't have it. And the people are providing for themselves. You still want to tax them on top of it. I mean, what have you contributed? I bought my car, I fuel my car. You are saying where I'm parking it, you have to tax me on top of it. For what purpose?
What if it's causing a disruption?
Which disruption? Don't they have a road safety? Don't they have VIO people there? And also, we do get yearly license. Annual, we do pay annual car listing. What is it for?
Abuja is about
25,000 to renew your car papers. What is it for? Is it not permit for you to drive in within Abuja? Is it not permit? So what again are you taxing the people for? And if you renew your car and you see the papers, the B-sharp, computerized, blah blah blah, all those things they do, there are no laws backing all those things. They will just infuse it and pack it up. Yeah, people are paying, and yet you are coming after the people. Those things, if you scrutinize it, the computerized packing system and what have you, which law gave you the power to do all those stuff?
Have you tried approaching the authorities concerning this?
Of course, we will approach them. It is by stages.
Because right now they said that the implementation is not immediate.
That's why that's what they say. But we shouldn't have to fold our hands until they start implementing.
But then they will start sensitization.
As they are sensitizing, we're also sensitizing people on why the policy shouldn't come in place. That is what it is our duty. It is our tax. The control FCT does not belong to them alone. We are living here, and any policy that concerns us, we should have a say. And we are saying that this policy is of no use at this point in time. It shouldn't come up at this point in time.
What should it be that they are doing? Because you have said that you can't tax me when you have not provided a means for me to move around. Just like you said, due to the subsidy, we have a lot of people who have converted their cars to
taxis,
communal transport services. You see. Yesterday I saw a luxury car on the phone, and I'm like, oh yeah, why am I angry then? Probably since I using my own car. But then, so the focus for you should be provide a workable transport system.
Yes, even
before you start taxing or creating park and pay.
Yes, development is by stages. Now, if what we should bother our mind, in fact, what we should be discussing now is the palliative measures
in the
federal capital territory. Why are we not discussing that? Or is it that they do not know that they have that responsibility to provide palliatives? Is it only the federal government that should provide it? You think it's only the federal government?
There's no minister here for the federal capital territory. But we have a permanent secretary and we have a senator.
But there's still leadership. Who is taking care of the pack and pay policy?
It's the PAM secretary.
So why can't they talk about palliatives? Because the federal government ought to be providing palliatives. The state or FCTA is supposed to be providing its own. The council or whatever, all strata of government ought to be providing, because when money is shared, all of them get their own shares. So it is from that share that you're supposed to provide things to ameliorate the sufferings of the people. You shouldn't just fold your hands and still be talking about saying you are sensitized. How come you're only sensitizing people on how to take from them? How come you are not sensitizing them on how to give to them? How come?
One of the responses I got from your article in one of the dailies was, "What is Ireti Kingibe? Have you approached Ireti Kingibe?" That's the Senator Ireti Kingibe, who is representing the Federal Capital Territory. Has she responded? Has she had anything to say about this? A whole lot of attention is being focused on her because she is a first-time senator and she's representing the Federal Capital Territory. Is she aware of this? Has she said anything concerning this? Have you brought it to her attention?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe what we are doing now can get to her attention. Let me tell you, it is not my responsibility. I'm not her PA. It is not my responsibility to bring it to her attention. My responsibility is to, like I have said, write about it, write to FCTA. Then, if possible, or if there is a need, we can approach the court. That's the way we operate. She's a senator. She has her own ways of getting information, and I believe as a senator in the, representing the FCT, she should have gotten hint of it, and she should not just pretend as if she didn't get the information. She should act on it and make sure that the people feel her pulse. She's a first-time senator. Yes, I know that it is not easy. She's still trying to learn the ropes, but she should know that issues like this are not issues that you should keep quiet. This issue affects everybody in Abuja, and it is an issue that every concerned citizen should speak out against, because it will not yield anything fruitful to us. Sometimes when we say this thing, people think we are just too critical. It is not too critical. It's somebody that has been in Nigeria, somebody that has experienced Nigeria, voicing out his displeasure. When we talk about removal of a fuel subsidy, some economists also we are saying it is good to, but what are we saying today? Because we have seen this thing repeatedly over and over. This issue, pack and pay, we are talking about, it was enforced in this time before, and people didn't find it easy.
I got my number plate taken off.
People were harassed, people were brutalized. So why do you think we're happy receiving such a thing again? We should be clapping for you for bringing such a policy again. I mean, FCTA, what policy have they introduced to create jobs for the teeming youth or people flooding into Abuja? What is their social policy? We should be talking about their responsibilities. Is it just shifting everything to the citizens or residents? What are they doing? As a very powerful organization and as a rich organization, because they get so much from the federal government, have they been accountable to the people?
As your leadership as the MB in the MBA speaks a whole lot, and you are leading this. You're in the vanguard of this in stopping the pack and pay because of the pressure it's going to add to the people. I want to know after this article, what steps have you taken and how has been the response from the FCTA?
As I have said, I just put out the article on Monday before coming here. Then this week, as I said, we will also do a correspondence to the FCTA. But from the lawyer's point of view, from the public point of view, from the figures we have gotten, people are not happy. Understand? People, if you do a survey, you see that 99% of the residents are not happy over the policy. Understand? They are not happy. In fact, the policy is scaring. It scares the people. So people are not happy over the issue because they do not understand why. Instead of them